Derk with Boar, the shit story of my hunt for ancient Germanic spirits. Be me, living in a small village on the border of Germany and the Netherlands, testing my new night vision cam for school project. Wolves are turning back to the Netherlands through Germany. It's been all over the news. Found a nice tree in the woods near a hill called the Takenberg. Looking for a money shot. Install my sweet new cam, hook the baby up to a nice tree. Come back next day to look at pictures. Nothing but birds and small deer. Just spent fucking 400 euros to spy on birds. Repeat this for a week or two. More birds, deer, and some hogs too. Send all pictures to a friend/project partner from school for further review. Next day, got home from a family dinner at some Spanish restaurant. Turn on PC, 3 emails from friend. 2 of them are about some rare birds, and the last mail, he urges me to look at some picture I took a week ago. Open OP folder. Open pic, and see what appears to be a feral ghoul from Fallout 4 riding a hog. Lose my shit for a bit. I call my friend. Don't know what to do. Go to police? No. What are they gonna do? Look for a Dr. Seuss character riding a pig? Don't think so. Next day at school. Talk to a friend about the picture. Too afraid to show pic to anyone. They might think I lost my mind or something. Ask him, did you show the pic to anyone unknown? Yeah, man, my parents and my uncle. They think it's pretty funny. Weekend. Go back home. Show pic to my mother. She says it's a weird picture, like the ones on Discovery Channel. Says Grandpa used to tell stories about a man riding a hog. Next day, go to see Gramps. He pours me a drink, as always. Corin Branderwind, or gin, as you guys in Trumptopia call it. My family is fueling my alcoholism. Gonna die before I turn 30 for sure. Ask him about a guy riding a hog. At first, he is clueless about what I am talking about. He remembers and smiles. He told me about a spirit called Derk met den Beer. Derk with a hog. Says he is a protector of these woods, and something about an old farmer being cursed for shooting a rifle at God on Christnacht, Christmas Eve. He goes to the bookshelf to get an older, leathery-looking book with gold ornaments. Over a Jessel, Sagenboek is what the title is. A book with stories about local legends like dwarfs, water monsters, and witches. Under the chapter Wilde Jakt, Wild Hunt, I found multiple stories about Derk met den Beer. Some about the cursed farmer, and one about him being a god from some pagan times. Some real Viking shit. I say to my grandpa, that's a weird name for a god. Derk? He smiles. That's not his real name, Anon. You can't speak his real name. It will bring bad luck. What's he called? I said. Voldemort? I said, smiling. Even just seeing the Wild Hunt is a bad omen. My grandma hears my grandpa talking about the spirits. She looks at us and says, wasn't he called Fro or Frege or something? In one fluid motion, my grandpa jumps out of his chair and begins to raise his voice. You don't speak his name. What did I just say? Oh fuck, thought JPEG. Didn't know my grandpa was this superstitious. After this, he calms down, and I showed him the picture I took of the things in the woods. My grandpa is silent. He even has the spear, he mumbles after a minute. What? I take a closer look, and you can almost make out a spear behind the figure. He's missing his war horn, says Grandpa. A horn? I said. He turns the page of the book, and on it is a real nice-looking picture of a Germanic-looking dude riding a hog. He is blowing a horn. What does the horn do? I ask. Get some vague answer, something along the lines of, it helps him hunt. A couple of days later, back home, I do some research on Derk/Fro. Turns out he was like a old Germanic god. Almost every Germanic country has its own name for him. In the Netherlands and Germany, they call him Fro or Frey. And in the Scandinavian countries, they call him Freyr, god of fertility. Yeah, the dude indeed looks like a real ladies' man. Reading some information on the Tankenberg, where I took the pictures. There is a small pagan temple for some goddess called Tamfana. A temple for human sacrifice, possibly. Go to the temple just for the heck of it. Not much to see, just a small reconstruction of a temple and a nice view of the forest. Encounter some locals that live near the temple. Ask them about Tamfana. They proudly tell me about the goddess of harvest and nature. I asked the man about Derk. He told me that every Christmas Eve, they round up all their shit and bring it inside their home. Because if you don't have your stuff together at midnight, Derk will come and wreck your shit. Maybe even you. I ask, are there people who have seen Fro? The man looks at me like I fucked his wife. Never say that name, he said. I laugh and said, what will he do? Steal your broom? The guy said again, never say that name. He walks off. Weirdest interaction I ever had. A week passes and some dude on local news says that he had seen a man on a hog. That's it. Must be. Try to contact the man, but no response. Next day, got his address, ride to his house. Nobody's home. Return home. This just looks like a dead end. 3 days later, turns out the guy committed suicide. Shit is getting too real now. That's what you get for looking funny at someone, I guess. Decide to go to police and show them our man, Fro. Man walks in, gives me the most disgusting cup of coffee I ever had. They take some more info from me, like the location and date the picture was taken. Return home. Can't sleep, thinking of our boy Fro. 4 in the morning, loud knocking on our door. Some fucking goons from the government or police, I don't know. They seize all my fucking equipment, my camera, and the new camera I just bought, specifically for Derk. My phone and my laptop. Some thick-looking guy with thin comb-over asks if I had more pictures on that hard drive. No. They take it anyway. There was some porn on there as well. I know, just the regular stuff. Don't worry. Luckily, I backed up all pics on my Google Drive. Grandpa passed away. Grandma said he wasn't doing so well lately. I begin to get paranoid. Think it's because of the Derk thing. Think the government is hiding something. Bought some new cameras. Currently hanging in the forest around Tankenberg. Struggling with my study. Will become a dropout soon. Oppressively watching my cameras for a sign of Derk, just to prove that it's out there. North Germany here, a similar story. Father crashes into a giant boar around last Christmas. Dad is fine. Boar is dead. The next night, Krampus appears in the dream of my father. He's angry with him as he killed his steed, the boar. Krampus and the Dutch Zwarte Piet are also related to the wild hunt legends around winter, the Joeltijd, which roughly translates to the scream time. Literally, the making noise to aid the gods and their dead army on the hunt on the great wolf when the nights are the longest. AKA Christmas. The dead army evolved into Krampus/Zwarte Piet, and even Santa and his elves are related to this legend.